Hey everybody, Dual666 here. Welcome back to my channel. Gonna get this music going here. It's a little, turn it down. Soundtrack for today is Wasted Eternities, a band from my area. I haven't played with them before, but I've seen them on a lot of bills in my area. So yeah, this is their full length they just put out called No Way Out. Hope you guys enjoy that. I'll have links to their social media and the full record in the description below like usual. Alright, welcome guys. We have made it to the 80s. As you guys know, if you've been watching this whole year, I've been making my way through like pretty much every decade of horror. We started in the 1910s through 40s with the first video in January, onward to the 50s, 60s, 70s last month, and here we are in the 80s. And we'll make our way to the 90s and the 2000s, early 2000s at least, in the next couple of months. And then I'll circle back around from the 60s and back to the early 2000s for just slasher movies. So rest of the year is going to be a lot of fun when we get into that. As you guys know, slashers are my favorite subgenre of horror, so yeah, I'm really excited to talk about all that. But no slashers per se today, but lots of really, really cool films, guys. You know how I like to do this, so let's get started here. Off the wagon, about to head to New Mexico with my wife to see her folks and go to a reggae festival with her dad. So gonna have some fun, kind of let it hang out for a while. So tonight we have some King Louis, König Ludwig Weissbier. Good stuff. Really, like, not really, just like sort of sweet, sort of spicy. Very, very good. Cheers, y'all. Like, besides the Weissbier elements, it gives me like a lot of the same vibes as like Scrimshaw from North Coast. Really good stuff. All right, part two. All you stoners, cheers. Let's get into this, guys. First one here, we have a Blue Underground DVD. Put the price sticker inside the case. Okay, we have from Luigi Cozzi from 1980, we have Contamination. Super cool, like alien flick with lots of like meltdown sort of elements. Super gory, exploding chest cavity sort of shit. Really cool, like basically alien ripoff. Just takes it to another level, like so much more gore going on. Like definitely not quite as imaginative or obviously well shot or acted, but just super fun, like alien meltdown body horror here. Like, god damn, it's super fun. Like, some of the effects are not as well executed as others, but the ones that hit, they look fucking brutal, man. It looks fucking gnarly. Some of the effects in this movie are just like ridiculously good and effective. First time I saw it was just like a few weeks ago, and I've been sitting on this for a while. I don't know why. I've wanted to see this for a very long time. Finally got around to it. Can't believe I fucking let this slide under my radar so long. You have got to go get this, because this is one of Luigi Cozzi's very fucking best movies. Contamination, 1980. Go look for that. Okay, bit different vibe here. We've got a snapper case. Can't get that sticker off, so we're just gonna leave that. I guess I bought this for $13 at some point somewhere. I don't remember where I got this one. This is from 1981. This is Ghost Story. This movie is like, it is a haunted house ghost story movie, but it's kind of like a long drawn out drama as well. There's a lot of moving pieces in this movie, and like you're not really sure where it's going until the end. I thought it was set up really well like that, like fairly unpredictable. I did not see it coming until the end. The twist at the end is really cool. Not necessarily a twist, just like the reveal at the end is really cool. And the movie is just super creepy. There's lots of really fun, like, practical corpse effects and stuff. There's some really cheesy action effects as well. There's some sequences that just don't look great by today's standards, but still, you immerse yourself in this film. Very fun. Lots of creepy stuff. Lots of, like, crazy stuff here. Just, like, I would compare this fondly to, what's that movie? The Changeling. It came out the year before. I paired these movies so many times since I got them. I've had The Changeling for years, but once I got Ghost Story, and I saw it for the first time, it just reminded me so much of The Changeling. I've been watching them together like a lot lately. Like, I pretty much watched this movie like 5 or 6 times since I got it in the last like few months, just to really drive it home. And I would say, you know, 4 or 5 out of those times I still double featured it with The Changeling. Not because they necessarily have anything to do with each other, they just have such similar production value and vibes from that period. Like, very cool late 70s vibes present here in 81. So yeah, if you love a haunted house movie, you like ghost story stuff, you like psychological horror, it's all here. This is really good. Check that out. You guys know I love a snapper case too. Okay, next one here, not necessarily horror, but I had talked about the first film like a few months ago, probably sometime last year, I think it was, maybe longer ago, I can't really remember. But this one kind of steps up the violence and the ridiculous like action elements a bit in lieu of the like gritty, grimy fucking vibes and excellent execution we got in the first film. Still, this is a lot of fun. Some people prefer it. Death Wish 2 with Charles Bronson. Like I said, not necessarily a horror film, but kind of a body count film in the same way that a slasher film is, just minus the slashing. Just as brutal though, way more brutal than a lot of slasher movies actually. Like, this movie is fucking cold-blooded. So if you're really into that, like super violent, gun violent movies, like this is one of the kings right here. Like, you can't go wrong with the first 2 Death Wish movies. They're super fun. Okay, we've got a Trash Palace DVD in here. I try to fit one in every update if I can. This movie is from 1983, and I believe it is a Shaw Brothers release. But I'm not super sure. I believe it is, though. I know there's better releases of this out there as well. You can't really tell the titles right there. It's like kind of hard to read. The graphic on this is kind of like washed as far as the color. This is The Boxer's Omen from '83. And this movie, like a lot of Japanese horror, if you're not really into that, is very fucking strange. There's a lot of weird themes going on, a lot of imagery that if you don't really know about it, you're just kind of left scratching your head. But you know, if you're a little more affluent with Japanese film and lore and mythology and stuff, this is going to be right up your alley, because the imagery in this movie is off the chains. The acting is fun, the pacing is fun. It's just super different if you're not into this sort of stuff. So for that reason, I say tread lightly. But no, if you're into J-horror or Asian horror in general, you must check this out. This is such an incredibly sick film. Like I said, I believe there are not necessarily better, but you know, this is a small company that puts this out. Trash Palace, my buddy Brian, he runs the whole thing by himself, I believe. And you know, it's basically just, you know, a lovingly crafted boot, but it's still super well done. He always likes to include extra trailers on here too, so I'm always discovering new films. So yeah, definitely got to plug Trash Palace. They have tons of films where you can't get them anywhere else as well. So peep their shit. I'll have that URL in the description below as well. Definitely go support Trash Palace, show them some love. Boxer's Omen, super cool film. Next up, we have a Severin DVD from 1984. Not that it came out in 84. Obviously, you guys know they're not that old. The film came out in 84. This is a New Zealand splatter flick. Hey, stop moving the table, lady. Come here. My cat's in here, and if you saw the camera move, she's butting her head against the table that it's on. How you doing, Mama? Okay. We must press on. This won a few awards when it came out in the 80s, but like all in Europe and stuff. So I went into this thinking it was going to be a slasher film, and it's really not. This is Death Warmed Up. It's definitely a very strange action splatter film, like very much akin to Peter Jackson's Bad Taste and a lot of his early works like that. Just like hyper violent strangeness with very over-the-top acting and kills, gore effects, and like there's a lot to be had here, you know, if you're into splatter flicks. But you know, it's definitely very different and very eccentric, I would say, in its execution. So tread lightly if you're not really into that. If you like more serious splatter flicks where they're like really gnarly and surreal, this is definitely going to be on the goofier side, but still super fun. Like, the effects are fun. Maybe not the best you're ever going to see, but pretty good for a no budget splatter film from New Zealand in the 80s. So yeah, definitely check that out. Looks really, really good. Severin did a great job cleaning this up. Even the DVD looks good. Maybe I'll upgrade in the future, but I don't really feel like I need to. Honestly, like, the picture quality on this DVD looks fine. Severin does great work, so yeah, definitely check that out if you're into splatter shit, though. Okay. I don't know who put this out, and it has, like, seals on it like it was sold at an actual store, so it's like there must have been a licensing deal for somebody, but this really just looks like a boot as well. Like, disc, it's kind of cheap looking. This is just a note from the seller on eBay that I got it from. This is Terror in the Swamp from 1984. Kind of boring, kind of drawn out. Not a whole lot of payoff here. The monster you barely see, and it's not that cool of a monster. I just really enjoy that it kind of plays like a really low-budget slasher film. This is probably the closest thing you're going to get as far as that formula is concerned in this update. So yeah, it's like, if you're a die-hard slasher fan, this kind of plays the same way. It's just, it's not really slashing, it's more creature violence. Most of it's off-screen. Like, it's just not that great. There's a lot of, like, character sort of deal. I wouldn't call it development, but there's just so much downtime and dialogue with these characters. But if you're into, like, really sleazy backwoods sort of shit, like Hunter's Blood or Rituals or even Deliverance, you know, like, this is gonna have those grimy backwoods redneck vibes. So if you're into that, at the very least, check this out. Not a whole lot going on for it otherwise. Still pretty cool to check out. That sticker's gonna stay too. Okay, we have a sorry guys. Oh man, 1 second, y'all. Okay, we have a Shriek Show DVD. This is from 1985, I think. 86 or 85. And this is Massacre in Dinosaur Valley. This movie was, like, on my radar for a very long time, but because it just looks so strange and all over the place, I guess I never really would give it the time of day, never really sought it out. But after checking it out, like, quite a few times, and I believe I got this at Reanimated Records in the San Diego area, in La Mesa, I think that's where that's at. Reanimated Records, great record shop. I go there with my boy Dan the Sandman all the time. Not nearly often enough, so I guess we'll have to hit it sometime soon when I get back from New Mexico in about a week and a half. We'll set something up. Shout out to my boy Dan the Sandman. Love you, brother. Anyways, this, I believe, came in one of those 3-packs that Shriek Show used to put out. There was a Zombie 3, 4, and 5 pack, and all sorts of them back in the day from Shriek Show. I believe that's what this comes from. This is like, it's like a creature feature paired with an action adventure, paired with, like, some weird little, like, I don't know, it's like, it's creature shit and cannibal stuff, and, like, it's really all over the place, guys. The acting is really, really over the top. It's fun, and there's some great kills and gore and shit to be had. It's just kind of, like, meandering a little bit here and there, and I don't know, like, unless you go into it really expecting, like, a comedy sort of deal, I don't know, it might put you off. But if you enjoy that sort of stuff and you like really goofy, weird 80s films like I do, you're going to love this. This movie is really, really, like, unhinged. It's not, like, hyper violent. Like, there is a lot of crazy violent shit, but, like, I feel like it plays off of its comedic elements really, really well too. So yeah, definitely check out Massacre in Dinosaur Valley. Really, really fun film. Okay, next one we have here is Evil Clutch from 1987. I don't believe Troma made this film. I could be wrong, but they do have the rights and released it. Yeah, Evil Clutch 87. I believe this came in a 3-pack as well. I don't know which volume, but as you can see, they're advertising another one in here. Troma had those little 3-packs going, and these little, like, thin digipack sort of looking things. But yeah, this movie is, like, honestly, in my opinion, like, one of the better Troma films from the late 80s that I've seen. Like, a lot of that shit is really trash, which leads me to believe that Troma didn't make this. Like, this is, like, half decent. Like, there's some really cool gore it's not super over the top with the hammy vibes, the goofy vibes. Like, obviously its budget is showing, and it gets pretty goofy, and there's a lot of themes here that are like not super well executed, and there's some really laughable acting and death themes, and like, it reeks of trauma still. It just, I don't think they made it. Like, it doesn't quite reek all the way of that ridiculously just out there, super out of pocket fucking humor that's always injected in their films. Like, this feels like, tone-wise, like way more serious than your average trauma film, and it works. Like, for a low-budget film, I think this works. My only complaint with this DVD is that it's really, really dark. So I feel like if somebody has released this elsewhere and they've cleaned it up a bit, like, I would love to see that cut. But I mean, I'm not complaining. This was still a lot of fun. Yeah, if you love trauma stuff, you'll definitely enjoy this. Evil Clutch, 87. Next up here, we have a Mr. Fat W video DVD. From 1989. This, I think, is part of like some sort of like loose trilogy. They don't really have anything to do with each other. They're just kind of like made in the same vein by the same person and considered a trilogy, like, unofficially. This is Grave Robbers from 1989. God damn, that glare is terrible. Here we go. That looks okay. Artwork is not super, super great, but it is faithful to the end of the film. There's a chase scene where this dude is riding a motorcycle and he kind of just starts like falling apart. It's pretty cool. Movie is really, really tedious plot-wise, all over the place. Not a ton of payoff. There is some really fun effects. You gotta really be down for the cheese though for this sort of stuff. Like Grave Robber, not great. But I still enjoyed it. Like, I would love to check out the other two films. I don't really know what they're called yet. I just read, I believe that there's 2 other films that are like part of this unofficial trilogy. Really enjoyed this one. Kind of gave me Graveyard Disturbance vibes, like that, you know, low budget TV looking Italian sort of style that was coming out in the mid to late 80s. So yeah, I don't know, if you're into that, definitely check this out. Would never dream of saying that it's bad. Okay, we've got some Olaf Ittenbach. This is 1989's Black Past. This is basically just like a really, really micro budget SOV, like, shit fest, dude. This is a complete fucking meltdown. You smoke some angel dust and this is what you fucking get in your brain, dude. Like, there is so much violence packed into this movie, and even though its budget is absolutely non-existent, and you can tell that this is just like some friends making a movie, some of this shit is actually still kind of disturbing and fucking crazy. Like, honestly, one of the better SOVs that I've seen. Like, I compare this very fondly to The Burning Moon, and if you want to pair something with The Burning Moon, this is it. Definitely fuck with Black Past. Like, SOV people, God, if you haven't seen this, you have to. It's really, really fun. Super, super hyper violent and imaginative, and just like, you know, super goofy because it's SOV, but damn, it's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this. Like, one of the best SOV films I have seen in a long time. Okay, gonna fit a couple blues in here, guys. We're almost done. We have The Cellar from 1989. This is a Kevin Tenney film. This is a really sick Vinegar Syndrome copy that I got. Oh, I don't think I changed the artwork. I guess we'll check that out together, huh, guys? See if I like it better. Here's the other artwork. And now that I'm looking at it, you know, that one is kind of cooler. So I'm gonna flip that and we'll just go from there. And I'll put it back in the sleeve in a sec. Yeah, this movie is kind of a mess. I believe there was another director before Kevin took over this. It is Kevin, not Dennis, right? I believe so. I always get them mixed up. But it's the people that made, yeah, it's Kevin Tenney. The people that made Night of the Demons and Witchboard and lots of other classic, you know, 80s films. This is kind of a mess in that it doesn't really take place in a cellar for a lot of the movie. And like I said, different director taking over midway through the movie kind of comes off as like an incomplete project in some of the parts. And then, like, there's 2 different cuts on this as well. There's Kevin Tenney's cut, which is like really, really, I think it's a lot better. Is like most of the good stuff that you're looking for in a horror film, 80s horror film, is intact with that. And then there's a producer's cut that was what was ultimately released to VHS in the 80s. And that's kind of like whack. Like, not really, it's obviously not better. Like, they cut a lot of weird stuff out and added weird stuff in. Just very incohesive in comparison to the director's cut. So yeah, definitely, it has both. So watch the director's cut if you are going to get this Vinegar Syndrome Blu-ray here. So yeah, I would still recommend it. Obviously on the weaker side for Kevin's career, but you can't really blame him. He had to do what he had, you know, do what he could with what he had, stepping into a, you know, stepping onto a set that was already going before he was there. So I'm sure that's super challenging. Can't imagine. But yeah, I would definitely recommend The Cellar, 1989. Super cheesy, but like honestly, like the quality of the film, the production value, much better than some of the other films here. Like, looks pretty well made despite its flaws. Okay, we got one more here, guys. We have a Severin Blu-ray, and I literally just got done re-watching this one more time just now. And this kind of comes off like it's like pretty much a lot of other 80s micro-budget sort of stuff, like really cheap, chintzy little sets, and the acting is super hammed up. You got a lot of like late 80s Italian favorites here as far as the actors are concerned. I'll let you guys, you know, check the film out and see who they are though. But it's like, it's a lot of the same people that you see in a lot of different films. Who did this? This is directed by Anthony Dawson, and it definitely reeks of like the Italian vibes. I don't know who Anthony Dawson is. I guess I'm gonna have to do some research and see if he's done anything else. If you guys can help me out, you know, let me know in the comments if he's done anything else that you guys really enjoy. I really like this super low budget, but the creature effects are a lot of fun. There's definitely some really hammy, stupid ass moments in this movie that just don't make any fucking sense at all. But late 80s, low budget horror, it doesn't get much better than this. Like, the creature is so interesting looking. Like, this artwork is super cool, but it does not do justice to the scale of the monster. Like, with such a small budget, they really did build a fucking cool monster. I wish it looked like a little more like limber and like able to move around, but it definitely just lumbers around really slowly, but fuck, it looks super cool still. So yeah, lots of cool kills here, some cool effects, lots of cheesy effects, bad acting and shit. You're gonna get everything you're expecting from an Italian 80s horror film. So definitely check out Alien from the Abyss. And that's gonna wrap it up, guys. Super fun title from Severin there. I'm gonna be heading out to New Mexico to go see my wife's fam. I just mentioned that earlier at the beginning of the video, I think. Basically just gonna go have a vacation for a week, go see her folks. We're gonna go to a festival and just hang out, chill, you know, reconnect. And then coming back, I'm gonna be playing a show on my birthday on June 7th out in Paris, California with Green Terror. And beyond that, I have a few like out-of-state gigs, like Arizona and Texas, and a few other things like opening up for the end of the year. But yeah, we're just gonna keep on, guys. I'm gonna get that fucking VHS update when I get back from New Mexico. I promise you guys, I'm finally gonna do one. Even if it's a small one, I'm finally gonna do one. So yeah, you got that to look forward to. Other than that, make sure you go peep Wasted Eternities. Like I said, shit will be down in the description. And yeah, guys, just go watch some horror films. Be good to your loved ones. Be good to yourself. And yeah, until next time, mad love, everybody. Keep on creeping. Duel 666 out.